Hey friends, welcome to today's video. Today we are talking about all the products that I have been using and loving for the month of May. It's May favorites. This is actually the second time I filmed this video. I filmed this before our vacation that we just got back from yesterday. We went to Disney World. It was so much fun. And I had planned to edit it on the plane, but I forgot to plug my microphone in and the audio was so bad that I just decided to scratch it and wait till I got back and re-film it. So that's what we were doing. I have a ton of beauty products. This month was really all about beauty products. I did find just a couple of, not really fashion pieces, but more like accessories that I'm really excited to share with you. One knockoff of a bag that I found on Amazon for $24 and I'm so excited. So stick around for that. I always put those products towards the end of my favorites. My beauty products, I have quite a few brand new products you haven't heard me talk about yet. And then I also have some products that I have rediscovered and re-fallen in love with this month that I'm excited to share with you. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's start with the new beauty products because I know that's probably what you guys are most interested about hearing. So the first I want to share with you guys is this Huda Beauty Resting Boss Face Setting Spray. So I did a video recently on tips for summer-proof, sweat-proof makeup. I will link that down below for you if you're curious to check it out. And I think I mentioned picking this up in that video. This was talked about, highly raved by Wayne Goss in a video that he did last month. So I picked it up after seeing his video and it really works, you guys. Now it does have a pretty strong fragrance to it and also you want to give it a minute. You do want to give it a minute before you open your eyes because it can burn or tingle your eyes if you are sensitive to that. I am, and I'm always reminded if I open my eyes too quickly, I feel that stinging. It's not major, it goes away quickly. But as far as a setting spray that keeps your makeup in place and mattified all day, I would put this pretty close to the Urban Decay, which is my favorite setting spray of all times when it comes to just locking in your makeup, particularly your foundation and your powder. Now, there are so many different setting sprays for different purposes. This one is a great setting spray to keep your makeup in place all day long. Now the next product is a new foundation, a new to me foundation, and I'm always excited to share new foundations because I feel like we are always looking for the perfect foundation, and that is different for all of us, right? Depending on your skin type, your skin concerns, the age of your skin, all of those variables are something that you want to consider. What I might love, you might hate, and vice versa, right? I'm 36 years old. I have pretty normal skin with an oily T-zone. I live in Texas. It's hot, so I'm always looking for foundations that feel light on the skin, that stay in place, and I like a pretty solid medium coverage foundation. I don't like a full coverage heavy made up look, but I also like my imperfections to be covered. I like my skin to be evened out. I don't want my skin to look so natural that you see every little sunspot and freckle. I want makeup on my face. But so it's always that delicate kind of balance of finding a foundation that covers, that looks natural, and that doesn't make my face look like a sweaty, greasy mess in 3 hours. And I have found a foundation that kind of checks all those boxes. It is the Dior Forever foundation, and this is the matte version. They also have it in a glow version. I picked up the shade 2.5 Neutral in. It's 24-hour high perfection skin caring foundation with sunscreen. That's what I'm reading here off the box. It has titanium dioxide in it. As far as the coverage of this foundation, this is very much a medium to full-ish coverage foundation. I hate to say full because it doesn't look heavy on the skin. It does give a very velvety matte finish though. It's not going to look powdered, but it's also far from like a satin or dewy finished foundation. When I get into the summertime, I need something that controls oil that looks mattified on my skin because I'm going to have a dewy, radiant look regardless. When I step outside that door every day, my skin starts to heat up, I start to sweat a little bit. So I want something that starts out as a matte foundation. I find this to be a really great long-wearing foundation. I have been pairing it with a primer and a setting spray, so that obviously has helped as well. It is a high-end foundation, it's Dior, so I think I paid in the $50 range for this, and I'm always hesitant to buy a foundation that's in that price point, simply because I feel like there are so many great drugstore foundations these days that it's almost hard for me to justify paying $55 or $52 or whatever I paid for this when I can find a foundation that's $10 or $12 that pretty much looks just as good and performs just as well. But I had really been wanting to try it. I've been wanting to try it for weeks. I have a few friends that use this and love it. And I just decided, you know what the heck? I'm going to purchase it. I'm going to try it and I'm going to share it with you guys if I love it. So I do really love it. I have a few Charlotte Tilbury products that I'm really excited to share with you. I kind of bit the bullet and did a little Charlotte Tilbury damage at my local Nordstrom. The first product that I picked up is the Bronze and Glow, what is it called? Film Star Bronze and Glow palette. This is something that I have wanted for literally like 2 years probably. And I don't know why it took me so long to purchase it. I think this was like $78 or $68 or something like that. It's not inexpensive. It's not an easy purchase for me to make. To spend that on a highlight and contour palette that when I really don't even highlight very often is a lot. But I had really been wanting this, and I was purchasing a few Charlotte Tilbury products for a collab that I'm doing with Nordstrom coming up. And I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go for it. And I don't regret it at all. It is such a beautiful product. It is just as beautiful as everyone says that it is. The contour color is perfect. It's very light. It's not like really warm or orangey, but it's also not too gray or cool. It's just like the perfect shade that can work as a bronzer. It can also work as a contour. The highlight itself as well is just really nice and soft. You can apply it with your finger. I try and keep my highlight away from areas that I have enlarged pores because really any highlight product that you use on top of an area where there's a lot of texture to the skin, it's going to maximize that or bring more attention to it. So I like to keep this on my nose, right here on my lips. I can put a little bit right here, but again, I'm real careful not to bring it down here because I do have large pores here. But this color is also beautiful, beautiful on the eyes. If you are in a rush in the mornings and you don't have a lot of time to apply your makeup, dust this Sculpt color all over your lid, the highlight underneath your brow, and it is like the most beautiful, soft, summery, no makeup look. It's gorgeous. I also picked up this Charlotte Tilbury lipstick in the color Live It Up. It's what I have on right now. It is such a pretty pink. I'm going to show you what it looks like right here. The formula is really, really, really highly pigmented. It's very creamy as well, but there's not like a high gloss. It's kind of a nice glossy sheen, but there's a lot of pigment. It kind of reminds me of a very creamy matte. It's very long wearing. I wouldn't really call this a nude pink. I think that this is kind of like a medium cool tone pink. It's really beautiful. I love it. I've been wearing it a ton this month. I also picked up this gloss by Charlotte Tilbury. It's the color Blondie, and I picked this up because I thought this was like the perfect color to pop on really any lip color that you're wearing or wear alone. It actually reminds me a lot of the lip gloss Purr by MAC. Just a little less peachy. I'm gonna show you what it looks like by itself. So that's what it looks like by itself on top of just bare skin. Very, very highly glossy. It also has like this peachy kind of champagne micro fine shimmer to it, which also is gonna help the lips look extra glossy. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. Actually, we'll put it on top of my lips now because I don't have it on. I've been pairing the two together, and it's like the perfect like peachy pink combination. The lipstick doesn't have a lot of peach to it, but this adds a slight bit to it, plus that shimmer. I think it's so beautiful. It just gives that really like pouty, high gloss, like kind of nude pink lip. I love it. The last Charlotte Tilbury product that I want to talk about, I've actually had for a while, and I'm pretty sure this has made it in favorites videos, probably when I purchased it, which was last year. It's the Pillow Talk lip liner. I've been pairing it with this lip combo, and this color is just one of the most perfect pink nude shades. It is definitely leans on the more pink side than peachy or brown. I'll show you what it looks like right there. It's called the Lip Cheat Pencil, and I think that's a perfect description for it because it really does cheat the lip line. You can outline your lips with this, and it'll give you that look of a fuller lip without looking like you've overlined your lips because it just kind of morphs to the color of your skin so well. Another liner that I've been using and loving this month is by RMS Beauty, which is a Clean at Sephora brand, and it's the shade Daytime Nude. And this differs from the Charlotte Tilbury quite a bit. I'm gonna actually put the two next to each other. Let me show you this one first. So this is definitely more of like a brown nude. You can see how that looks on the lips. So if you have less color to your lips or you have more brown versus like a peachy pink, then that might be a better option for you, but this is what the Charlotte Tilbury looks like next to it. So that's the Charlotte Tilbury, and that is the Daytime Nude by RMS Beauty. You can see that they're both great nude lip pencils, but this one has quite a bit more brown to it. Now, another big difference between the two is the Charlotte Tilbury requires a lip sharpener, and the RMS Beauty does not. It is mechanical, which is a huge bonus for me. Now, if you guys saw my summertime essentials video that I did with Walmart last week, you saw me talk about the Milani Keep It Full gloss in the shade Soft Rose. This is such a beautiful color. I can't believe I hadn't purchased it before. You guys know I love this formula of lip glosses, so I won't talk too much about that. It's just a really nice, lightweight, super, super shiny gloss that feels so good on the lips. I love the applicator. It's got a nice big applicator with kind of a flat tip, but this color in particular, you guys, is like such a gorgeous rosy nude pink, and there's no shimmer to it. I must have passed this like multiple times because I love this formula and I have it in several other shades. In the tube, it doesn't look like much, but on the skin and on the lips, it is the most perfect rosy nude. It's beautiful. I would have to say this is probably my favorite color of all of them now. So it's the shade Soft Rose. All right, let's hop onto a drugstore foundation. You guys have heard me talk about this one before, but I have fallen back in love with it. I took it with me to Disney. I actually didn't wear it much though. It's the L'Oreal 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation. I like this foundation because it's very lightweight. It gives very natural, I wouldn't say natural coverage. I would say it gives natural medium-ish coverage. It is buildable. It gives a very natural skin look though. So it doesn't have a matte finish. It doesn't have, I would say it definitely leans more radiant than matte for sure, but it's not super glowy. And it's long wearing. So for a radiant foundation that is long wearing, I think this one is definitely one to check out. I am the shade, I know you guys always ask me that and I always feel bad when I forget to put it in the description box. I'm the shade 460 in this foundation. I really like it. I brought it with me to Florida because I knew it felt lightweight, I knew it was long wearing, and I knew it looked natural. And I thought that's perfect. That's kind of the perfect checklist for a trip that you're going to be walking outside all day in the heat. I ended up not wearing it much at all. I think I wore it the day we traveled and the day we left, but the day of the parks, all I really wore on my skin was this. It's the Elta MD UV Physical Broad Spectrum SPF 41 with a tint. This has the slightest skin tone tint to it, you guys. Really not much coverage at all, but it does make the skin look a little bit better than without anything. I want to show you what it looks like. So this is a chemical-free sunscreen, but completely without the white cast. It gives a slight brightening tint, so you can see, you might be seeing some of the lip gloss too, but you can see that it does brighten the skin a bit. I just applied concealer and then I applied this all over my face, and that was all I wore in terms of like complexion products. I wore a little bit of blush, mascara, lips, and brows, but I didn't wear any foundation pretty much the whole trip. The concealer that I paired it with is also a favorite. It is the MAC 24-Hour Studio Fix Concealer, and I think this might be the first time I'm talking about this in a video. This was actually gifted to me from my sister-in-law. I was at her house and she's like, hey, I bought this. It's too dark for me. Do you want it? Sure, I'll take it. I love this. This is such a fantastic concealer. I have the shade NW25, which is my normal shade in the matte concealers. It's got quite a bit of peach to it, so it's a great shade for me to like cancel out darkness under the eye, but it's also not too dark to where it'll cancel out the darkness, but it'll also brighten under the eye. It's very long wearing, it's very full coverage, but it doesn't look dry or heavy under the eyes. So I did wear this under the eyes, and I also brought a little bit of it down on my cheeks since I didn't wear a foundation. So that was pretty much what I wore on our entire Disney extravaganza, were these two products on my skin. Really, really love it. I also love that it is in a this applicator because I think it's just so easy to apply your concealer this way. Another product that I rediscovered this year, you guys heard me talk about this when I purchased this last year. I believe I got this when I went to Vegas last October. It's the Lancome Long Time No Shine Loose Powder. I really love this loose powder because it kind of hits every thing I'm looking for in a loose powder. It mattifies the skin. It smooths out pores and imperfections. It just makes the skin look more smooth. And it also gives like the slightest bit of brightness, but it's pretty much translucent. So when I'm looking for a loose powder, I don't want anything heavy. I don't want anything with a lot of pigment to it. I want something that is just going to kind of disappear, set the makeup, but not look heavy. And if it can smooth out pores, that's a bonus. And this checks off all those boxes. This also helps me keep my foundation matte throughout the day longer than other powders that I used. So I really love this. This kind of got shoved in a drawer. When I first discovered I loved it and I used it, and then of course I picked up something else, and then this one kind of got put aside, and I just rediscovered it and I love it. If you haven't tried this and you are looking for a loose powder, I recommend it. I also use it underneath my eyes. I just use it with a damp beauty blender and I will kind of press it into the skin, and it just gives a really, really nice natural finish. Of course it is going to look more matte though, so if you don't like a real matte finish, that's probably not the powder for you, but if you like a matte finish that doesn't look heavy, check it out. Okay, so moving right along, I just have a couple more products in the beauty category. The next is this NARS palette. It is the Voyager eyeshadow palette. It's just like this mini palette, and this is the shade Suede. I got this a few months ago, and I love it. I find every time I wear this in a video, I always get asked what I'm wearing, or if I wear it in Instagram stories, I always get asked what I'm wearing. Anytime I put it on my eyes, I find myself like, oh, I like my makeup today. It's just a beautiful palette. Let me show you guys the color. So you have two matte shades. You have this one here on the end, which is a great transition color. It's more of a cool tone transition color. Then you have this one on the end, which is a great like color for liner or for the outer V. I actually don't use this one too much because I find this one to be dark enough for me. And then you have these 4 shimmer shades that you can use for the lid. So if you want to do something smoky, you can use this darker one. And then I find myself using these 3 lighter shimmer shades quite a bit. This one looks really pink and rosy, but it actually doesn't go on that pink. I mean, there's definitely some rosy tones to it, but like I have it on my eyes today, and I don't think it looks as pink as it does in here. So I just really like this palette a lot. They come in other shades, but the Suede shade is the one that I have and I love. Okay, I have a skincare product. I think I've talked about this. I think I talked about it when I first got it, but I mentioned that I hadn't used it much and I would report back to you. So I'm reporting back to you. I love it. It's the Colleen Rothschild Intense Hydrating Mask. Now, this is a little misleading. It says mask, and I really wouldn't describe it. If it did not say mask on here, I would totally mistake this for a nighttime moisturizer. So I have been applying this on my skin at night. And the first time I used it, I had full intentions of removing it after 10 or 15 minutes, like you do most masks. But I found after 15 minutes, it kind of absorbed into my skin. And then I read on the description that you could leave it in and wear it as a moisturizer, a heavy moisturizer at night. So that's kind of how I do it. I've actually never removed this after I've applied it. It's just a really nice, thick, rich moisturizing mask. You can choose to remove it if you want to, or if your skin is like mine, it'll kind of drink it up, and it's just the perfect kind of alternative to like a heavy night cream. I got this when I started using Retin-A, which was a couple of months ago. When I actually got back from Dallas in April, I got a prescription for Retin-A, and I'm so disappointed. I had to stop using it because I suspect that it was making my dry eye even worse. My eyes were so red after using that for like the first 2 weeks. And I didn't apply it around my eye. I know most of you are thinking, well, you shouldn't apply that around your eye. I didn't. I applied it like right here and down, and then a tiny bit there, and then a little bit on my neck and down. But you know, skincare travels. And I noticed that when I got off of that, the redness in my eyes severely decreased. So I think that was just like drying the heck out of my eyes. So I had to stop using it. But I got this to kind of counteract the dryness that you get from Retin-A, because that is definitely a side effect of using that product. All right, you guys, let's get to the few fashion pieces, accessories that I have to share with you guys. The first are these shoes, the Tory Burch Miller sandals in the shade Makeup. I have these in black patent leather, and I think I've owned them since before I had Brooklyn, so that's over 7 years, and I still wear them all the time. Now, these sandals run about $200. So they're kind of a splurge, but I knew I wanted another pair just because these sandals are probably the most versatile pair of sandals you can own. You can dress them down with shorts and a tank, or you can wear them with a summer dress. They're kind of dressy and casual at the same time. And this color is like the perfect nude. It's light. It's not like real saddle or like a orangey kind of brown. Not dark, but it's also not like pink or too light like white. It's just like the most perfect nude shade. It's the color Makeup, and this is not the patent leather. It's just the regular leather. Love these, love these, love these. I'm so glad that I bought them. The next thing I want to share is this set by Kendra Scott. I'm wearing it today. If you haven't already noticed, you probably did, because I feel like these earrings make quite a statement. Let me take one off so you can see how they look up close. They have this rose gold with this like purple kind of accent. Now they come in other colors. I will link these down below so you can see. You can also get them in silver and gold, I believe, and also a different color. Sorry, my camera's not focusing. Also, you can get them in a different color of stone, but you can see right there, mine has like this purple, like opalescent kind of tone to it. Such statement earrings, so lightweight. It comes with this matching necklace and this bracelet. And what's really cool about her necklaces and her bracelets, I don't think this is for all of them, but I know for quite a few, I own a few that have this mechanism that makes shortening or lengthening them so easy. So I like to have my necklaces kind of short here, but you can totally lengthen it if you want. And let me show you how this does. So you clasp it here, but then this little piece you can just pull down real easily. Like, look. pull it up or down, and you can lengthen the necklace if you want. And the same thing with the bracelet. So if you're like me and you have skinny little wrists or tiny fingers, like I have such a hard time finding bracelets that fit. They always fall down to here and they get in the way. But you can see that this little, this little kind of clasp here, you can shorten it and make it really, you know, tight on the wrist, or kind of pull it down and make it more loose. So I think that's really cool. So I have the rose gold color and I love it. It's part of her summer collection, I believe. All right, a pair of sunglasses, and then I'm gonna share that bag with you. I'm so excited about it. So these shades by Kate Spade, I had been wanting to get a new pair of sunglasses for a while. I actually picked up 2 pairs. I'll show you the other pair that I got, but these are my favorite. Oh, I love them. I wear a pair of Kate Spades all the time on Instagram stories that I've had for like 6 or 7 years, and every time I wear those, I literally get about a dozen people messaging me asking me to link them, and I can't find them anymore because they're so old. So I thought, I'm gonna treat myself to a new pair of sunglasses, and I found these. Aren't they fun? I love them. I love them. They also came with like a option for like a pink lens, but I loved the purple. I think they're so fabulous. They're by Kate Spade. I love the, I love how big and glamorous they are. I seriously love these glasses. So I got these. These are definitely my favorite. And then I'm gonna show you another pair of Les Specs that I bought, which I like Les Specs because the price point is really nice. I think these were like $60 and they're great like everyday sunglasses. I have a pair from last year, I wanna say, or maybe the year before, that I still wear that have like a highly polarized lens. I wore these a ton at Disney World. I went and I actually purchased these on the same day because I couldn't make up my mind. They're both so different, and these were only $60, so I felt like I could get them both. But aren't these fun? They were kind of your basic kind of everyday sunglasses, but I wore these a ton in Disney World. I actually need to clean them because I can feel and see sunscreen on them. But I wanted to share those Kate Spades with you because I think they're so fabulous. All right, you guys, are you ready for the $24, I think it was $24, 24, 25, 26, somewhere around there, Amazon find that is a total dupe for the bags that you might be seeing all over all the Instagram bloggers' pages. It is this bag here. If you have been inside a Nordstrom store recently, you've probably seen, I forget the designer that makes these. I'll link that one below so you can kind of see how they compare. But it's this clear bag with this big pouch in the center, which is basically where you put all of your goodies. You know, you don't put anything outside of here. Of course you can if you want to, but you can pretty much fit everything you need in this large bag here. I love it. So on Amazon, you can find it in this shade, which I forget what it is, but I'll make a notation in the description box of which shade this is. And you can also get it in a ton of other colors. I have to tell you this though, because I didn't realize it when I purchased. It took like a month to get to me. I ordered it and then like 2 or 3 weeks went by and I'm like, where is my bag? Because you know, Amazon usually get things within 2 days. And then I looked and it was like estimated delivery was like May 1st through May 23rd or something like that. And I was like, oh, that was kind of a big bummer. So I do want to let you guys know that because I don't want you to order this and get mad at me that it took a month for it to get to you. But for $24, I thought this was such a cute find. You guys might have seen this in my summer lookbook video that I uploaded a week or so ago. I'll link that down for you below. But I think it's just a perfect, cute summer bag. And you know, it's $24. I don't really know how it compares to the quality of the Nordstrom one. I mean, I've seen that one in store and it looks really nice, but I will say that I was not disappointed. Whenever I find something that inexpensive, I'm always like, I hope that the quality is good because I like to find a good deal, but I also like quality, and this did not disappoint. You know, I think for the price you pay, it's a really great find. So I wanted to share that with you guys as well. All right, you guys, that wraps up my May favorites. If you've stuck around to the end, thank you guys so much for watching. I would love to hear what you guys are loving this month, especially new beauty products that you think I need to check out. Leave them down below. I just purchased the Chantecaille $78 mascara today, so I plan to film a video probably tomorrow or this week kind of reviewing that, but it has peptides in it, which is supposed to help your lashes grow. Obviously, I won't be able to speak on that for at least a few weeks till I see results, but I did want to let you guys know that I am going to be testing that product and getting back to you on that. If you've tried it, I would love to know your experience with that down below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!